on my body acting like the hood. I need a brown skinned chick just like Megan Good.
Oh my gosh, so we are currently in the car and we are gonna go get our body fat tested. So we're just under 11 weeks out from World Championships. You're kind of just like in that peaking phase where we allowed a lot of fitness to show up, a lot of racing to show up, and now it's the peaking that needs to show up, which usually comes with losing a little bit of body fat, having more intense training sessions, a little bit less volume, and a lot of laying down. So we're gonna get a test, and we're gonna do a test every 30 days all the way up to Worlds, and we're just gonna check progress. We're gonna keep track of things. We're gonna make sure we don't regress like we did last year. We peaked and then we kind of went backwards, so we're not gonna do that this time. So I've got a lot of people on my team and I am very excited to get some results. If you guys guess in the comments what you think my body fat's gonna be, maybe I'll send you a gift from Builder Sports, or maybe you get a free month of house training. But if I had to guess, what do you think?
I think you've lost like at least 10 pounds in the last 4 weeks. So what were you last year at Worlds? Do you know? Did you test it?
I didn't get my body fat tested, but if I had to guess, I was probably around like 8 to 7% body fat.
I would say you could be at like 9 or 10 right now.
9 or 10. Okay.
Maybe 11. I'm locked in at 11.
You're locked in at 11.
Locked in at 11.
Okay. I'm gonna go 9.5.
Okay.
9.5.
I'm 11 weeks out, not from World Championships, but bikini season, so I'm just along for the ride. We're gonna see what the damage is. Been pumping the beef pretty hard though. I've literally gotten a PR in most of my lifts in the past, like...
PR on the deadlift?
The deadlift, I got 275 yesterday. That's crazy.
What's your...
I was maxing out at like 245 over the summer.
What?
No, and I'm not even on steroids, okay? It's just natural. Bench press. I gotta get 135 up. I'm fighting for that one.
There's your triceps.
They're bitchy. They're bitchy.
Have you dropped the bar on yourself?
Triceps. What?
You're dropping the bar?
Yeah. I almost died a few weeks ago. It was sick. It was right after you left. But what else? What else we got? We're cooking up today.
Well, listen, I don't want to spoil anything, but I think we're gonna trade in the TRX and we're gonna go back to a Jeep Wrangler. I've had this thing for a long time, 3 years. I got it in May of 2022. Like, I love the car, don't get me wrong, but I just feel this sense and need of having the roof off my car at all times. And we only have 35-inch tires on this. The one that I'm looking at, 38-inch tires, which seems way more my style. I need to celebrate life through a jacked up Jeep. If I'm over 11% body fat, I'm just gonna hate myself forever. I just think, here's the good news: if I'm at 11% body fat, even though I don't want that to be the case, it means I have a lot of room for improvement. Like, everybody who's watching this can still have, like, really keep high levels of performance all the way down to single digits, especially if you get towards 5, like, that's where it's getting a little bit risky and energy can really get short. But most Olympic level cyclists, triathletes, all these guys are down in those single digits, and means I have a lot of weight to lose, and I can just really crank it on the diet.
11.
Your head here, facing the ceiling, okay? And then I'm just going to straighten your body out a little bit. All right. Oh. Okay. Let's see. Bring your hands straight down by your side. Okay. Come this way just a tad. Perfect.
Lean along.
Super skinny.
Yeah. All right. Hands down like a karate chop. All right. I'm going to make some slight adjustments here.
You still going with 11?
No, there's no way. Yeah, I'm gonna be. You said you were like 7 or 8, probably at Worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like no more than 10%.
We're gonna go back to 10 to 11%. Okay. All right. So when the scan starts, the bed does move like this and like this, and that's gonna scan you from head to toe. Okay. All right. So right now, take 6 minutes and relax.
Guys, right now we're in Venice Beach at what's called 𝗲𝗬, and we wanted to basically introduce ourselves and get a full diagnostic of what we're starting with in the final approach to going to World Championships. My body is locked into place right now because I'm in a machine that is about to scan my entire body head to toe to find out how much body fat I have. So we've been talking about this, and now the day is finally here. You know, there's no good or bad answers. Like, obviously if I'm 100% body fat, we're in big trouble, but we want to know how much work and how much room we have to wiggle when it comes to weight loss that's not going to negatively affect our training. And my guess is 9.5. Alana's at 11. What's yours?
No, I take it down. I take it down.
You're a professional. What's yours?
I'm gonna say more like 11.
Okay, 11.
Oh, I'm literally professional.
I mean, he's a professional. He's a professional. All right, let's go.
Any words of wisdom?
Just have a nice 6-minute break of your day.
All right.
And we'll see what happens.
He doesn't like sitting still, so this actually might 6 minutes of torture.
Alright, your date of birth is 3/09/1989.
3/9/89.
Yeah. We're going to see his x-ray coming up here as the scan's going on.
Is that what you're kind of looking for, making sure everything's still?
Yeah, it's just that, and then like I just get a visual, so I just make sure he doesn't move.
Okay, great.
But I'll flag you when they come up and kind of get a visual of that.
It's just giving me like Captain America transformation vibes right now. Don't talk, Hunter.
Scanning this side of his body. Then when it gets to the top, the bed's going to move over and go down towards his feet, and then it's going to keep scanning in 7 different sweeps, and then put it all together to get a complete image of the body.
That's cool. Hunter looming. Okay.
All right.
How are you feeling?
Feel lean.
Super lean, super relaxed?
Yeah. It'll be interesting. I mean, that was fun. Like, you know, it's one of those kind of things where I think probably too many people are just like sitting there and working really, really hard and never getting like a real hard data point on whether or not they're making progress. And they're like looking in the mirror. It's going to be interesting to see how much progress we make on our data, and then how much we make really underneath the skin of how much fat we've lost over each month. I'm really trying to go down 2 to 3% body fat for sure by the time World shows up. Stay in Jackson tan though.
Yeah.
Not always good there.
Drum roll.
So, what did you think?
I said 9.5, she said 11.
What did I say?
You said 11.
Didn't I say a little bit higher?
No, you said
No.
11.
Okay. Well, your actual total body weight is 199.33 pounds.
Okay.
12.42.
Really? What? I don't even see that's possible.
Yeah.
Really? That's insanely high.
But we're going to compare this to like what's lean, ideal, average, above average for your age and gender as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have 166.53 pounds of lean mass. So that's muscles, organs, and fluids. Okay.
Yeah.
24.75 pounds of fat mass, and then a visceral fat of 0.66 pounds. So those little red dots right there, those are those measurements. And then on future scans, you'll have a trending graph so you can track your progress.
Okay.
How we got your weight is your body composition analysis. So it's going to show lean mass in purple, fat mass in yellow, bone weight in orange, and then when we add those together, that's where we get your total body weight. Resting metabolic rate. So as you know, how many calories your body needs per day just at rest is 1,983 calories. And then we're going to break this down even further. This chart compares you to men in your age group across the country who have also done DEXA scans, and then with the average body fat percentages. So in your age group, the average body fat percentage is closer to 30%, and you're at 12.42. So you're definitely well below the average. These are a summary of the measurements on top. And then on future scans, those measurements will be above it, so you have 2 different ways to track your progress. Same information, just displayed in a different way. So I don't actually use BMI. So BMI has been around for decades, and that's what they use to diagnose obesity.
Yep.
But as we're gaining lean mass, it increases our BMI.
Yep.
So we're going to use fat mass index and lean mass index instead. So fat mass index takes your fat mass and divides it by your height. You're at 3.45 kilograms, which is putting you in the normal range for men on the lower side, which is exactly what you want.
Yeah.
Good. Then lean mass index takes your lean mass and divides that by your height. You're at 24.35 kilograms, puts you in the high category for men, which is exactly where you want to be as well, because the higher that number, the more lean mass you have.
Yep.
But the higher that number, the more body fat you have.
Yep.
So now, your resting metabolic rate, we set on top, 1,983 calories. Out of these 5 categories, what would be your weekly workout routine? Where would you fall?
Extremely active.
That's what I kind of thought. So taking your physical activity factor of 1.9, multiplying it by your resting metabolic rate, you're just shy of 3,800 calories a day to maintain that energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then protein levels for you, I would definitely recommend about a gram per pound, so about 199 grams of protein per day. Then you also have a macro breakdown to help you divide your protein, fats, and carbs. And then a glossary that explains everything that we just talked about.
All right. Well, I gotta come back and bring that number down.
We bring that number down for a bit.
Just for a bit. And
Yeah.
I got 12 weeks, and like I don't necessarily need to look like an anatomy chart. It's just we compete in endurance and strength weight ratio drastically changes. If I could get 10 pounds off, like it's a game changer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So horsepower, less energy.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's interesting. I mean, it's honestly, I think it's almost better news that I'm a higher, because I thought I was down 9%. Like getting down to 5 would be brutal.
Yes, it would be.
Yeah.
To only keep that for a short period of time.
I would need for like 30 days.
Yeah, because that could just cause a lot more complications with your digestive system, metabolic system, cardiovascular system, having it that low for a long period of time.
Yeah, dude, I need 30 days.
Okay.
Weight break.
You decided to lose body fat.
You actually lose body fat by eating the Subway sandwich.
Dude, do you remember Jared? Remember the picture of him with his pants out?
That's you. All right, I made it back from Santa Monica. It is about almost 6 p.m. and we hit rush hour traffic. So Hunter essentially jumped out of his moving car and decided to run up the mountain because we only got about an hour of daylight left. So time is of the essence, but hopefully he'll update you guys when he gets back. Alana out.
What? Do you guys like my fucking visor, dude? Never seen a guy this cute before. All right, we're gonna go on a long run today. We are currently, I think, 40 plus miles in this week of running. It's a beautiful day outside. I'm gonna show you guys real quick on what I'm gonna take. 1, gels. This is my box of gels. I'm just gonna make it really easy. I'm gonna take 2 of these power gels. Actually, no, I'm gonna take these ones right here. This is from the feed. They're called 𝗕𝗏𝗕𝗏. 40 grams of carbohydrates. So if I take out 2, maybe 3 of these bad boys on my run, I should be good calorie rise. And then what I've done already is I've already filled up 1 water bottle, which I've taken down. We're testing out new hydro flavors from Builder. So this is what I call like a pre-hydration drink. Like I've already got a lot of carbohydrates. Our hydro drink's got taurine in it, amino acids. And then basically I'm gonna fill up another one of these water bottles with a new product we're coming out with called Hybrid Fuel. That's in these containers right here, amino fuel, we're calling it Hybrid Fuel. This right here's got 30 grams of carbohydrates and 5 grams of BCAAs in it per scoop. I'll put 2 of that in a water bottle and I'm just gonna put it in a little hydration belt right here. And we're gonna rip. So 12 miles across the mountains, probably about 2,000 feet of climbing across the 12 miles, come back here, and then I'm gonna compete against George and basically see who's more macho. He's gonna have a 14-pound ball, I'm gonna have a 20-pound ball, and we're gonna see who can get the most amount of reps possible before dropping. So, pretty excited. Let's see if we got it. George is first. Dude, that's not bad. All right, so yeah, come up to the wall, get closer. Get closer, get closer, get closer. Now what you wanna do is, don't do like a projection out. You wanna do like a air squat down and then a throw up. There you go, that's it. You're good, you're good, you're good. There you go, come on, come on, come on. You got horsepower in that upper body. You give it a push at the top. Push at the top, push at the top. That's it, that's it. right, this is gonna be a hard day for him. All right, guys, here's the test. I got a 30-pound wall, you got a 14-pound wall ball, 3-time Hyrox world champion versus a guy who's never done wall balls before. He's got half my weight. I'm gonna see if I can beat him. We're going 10-second one.
Sometimes you gotta pray for a victory. Yeah, I'm overzealous when I'm thinking about the cash flow. I never had no handouts, just came natural. I've been tested so much, all these restless nights, all these different situations that I've been through. I seen pain trying to creep in through the window, but now I'm sliding through the hood in a benzo. You gotta separate yourself just to elevate. I keep some drink in my cup to see through the hate. Sometimes on the road to glory, you gotta press the brakes. I got a lesson plan for all my past mistakes. I swear I'm proud of all my best and my worst days. Proud of all my feet when I touch the ground. In front of 𝗕𝗟𝗗𝗕𝗏, man, they know the sound. I know I made mistakes, but my mama proud. Fans scream my lyrics out in the background. They ain't know me then, but I'm hot now. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. I'm faced with a lot of different choices these days. Do a rock and roll 𝗕𝗟𝗗𝗏 or Blueface. The whole world know my name off a mixtape. I still got the same brothers since 6th grade. G-Wagon, red seats, we on this game. Trips to the Florida Keys, we imported these. Thanking God for the life he afforded me. All this jewelry on my body, I could light the hood. I need a brown-skinned chick just like Megan Good. Holding up every promise that I ever made. Music in the background, it's a serenade. Been rapping 10 years, boy, this ain't a phase. I paid bills, paid rent, and I stayed the same. I had teardrops running down my face. I've been through a lot, I had real pain. But thank God, cause we really on the better days. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life.
With 2 breaks, I got 100 done in 340. I gotta keep beating that. How'd you feel? First time, that's tasty, I love it. 30-pound wall ball, there's no fucking joke. Yeah, it's a game changer. That 30-pound wall ball is just like, it's macho man business. Fuck. Weight-wise, heavy?
Oh yeah.
Scale 1 to 10, how heavy is this?
Oh, definitely 10. For me? Oh,
Yeah,
gnarly.
it's crazy, dude. So this is like, the size of this is so much bigger than this, if you guys can tell. It makes it so much harder to do the work. It's a macho man sled, dude. Big dick business.
Oh, splits and everything, dude, but it fucked my running up, dude.
Oh, gotta stay relaxed. You can get on that side if you want.
Oh.
Yeah, it sucks. Guys, you're never gonna guess what's happening. Riff-raff hat. Dude, I'll tell you this much. If you ever see somebody that you're like a big fan of and they got merch, you gotta support, because they are hustling their asses off. And, you know, unless you're going to their concerts all the time, you gotta support by buying their stuff. So now that we're done talking about buying people's hats, guess what we're doing? We're going back to the altitude tent. And Alana and I are trying to figure out how to put this together. So if you guys want to watch what it looks like when 2 idiots, and we'll put that on the shelf, try to build something, this is exactly what it looks like.
There's 3 zippers. That makes no sense.
Damn. All right, so I want to get out on this side.
Okay.
So let's put that on this side. So hand this to me. We have to find corners. This is clearly a corner.
3 hours later.
Fuck, dude, this is gonna be really confusing because one of these things has to be a non-zipper side completely. That's gonna have to be in the back.
You can have it this side.
In the back?
No, because that's 1, 2, 3 zipper.
Well, we want to be able to. We're gonna get back to you guys. What's up, guys? So it's the end of the week, and I'm gonna do some kind of a little bit of inner reflection on training and what's coming up next. So this was basically my first week training back after that crazy tour, and that was a lot of fun. Like, I am so glad to be home though. Like, it's so crazy how the difference of just the quality of training, the sleep, the value of everything you get done while you're at home and like in a system, like, and it's a multiple. I can't even begin to tell you. Like, hours aren't necessarily always reflective of how productive you are. It's how like valuable each hour can really be. And especially when you're like a high performer, I think a lot of people want to just get hours. It's like a conversation. Everyone's like to say 10,000 hours or train 20 hours this week. There's so many people I know that, like, one of the biggest things I reflect on with my clients is if they're not making progress, I just look at a couple things, like your weights haven't gone up, your weight hasn't gone down, your speed hasn't gone up, you haven't covered more distance in this test. The two biggest things I look at is sleep and stress and diet. And like, they're kind of collectively all the same thing. You're either not eating enough, you're not eating enough quality food, and those two things can be a little bit complicated, but I'll just tell you right now, so many people are not eating enough. The next thing I say is, like, what's your life like outside of it? So sleep's one of these things that's pretty easy to track. Like, I will put a stopwatch on at nighttime, and I basically will just record like when I lay down, and I press start and I press stop when I wake up in the morning. And it's just like super easy. And hopefully you're not wrestling around in bed and you've got quality sleep. But even that, like when I was in Australia, almost every single night while I was in Australia, I woke up in the middle of the night for at least 1 to 2 hours. And it wasn't because of like the poor training, it was just because of just jet lag, crazy hot down there. That's bad sleep. You definitely want to stay away from that. And then last but not least is just like stress. If you're not in a routine, you've got stressful people around you, you've got, you know, you're traveling, you're doing whatever, you're partying, that's what's going to keep it like, you know, you from succeeding. So if you can just take these basic principles and just say, like, I want you to keep your training exactly the same, but the 3 things I want you to work on instead is quality of sleep, quality and consistency of food, and less stress. If you can just change those 3 things, you'll gain 10 to 20% more performance out of your training, if not more. And like, that's the biggest thing I work on with my clients, and even myself. Like, I have to write it down. I'm like, where did it go wrong? So enough about the nerdy stuff. What I'll talk to you guys about is I just want to show you some of the progress we've had in training. Like, one of the cool things you can see on Strava is this part of the app where basically it will show you your stress score. And you guys can see, like, this is from February 17th right here, from when I basically just before I had left, and look at the amount of my training dropping down and basically getting into a score of like 200. And just being back here this week, my score is at 620. So that's the amount of volume that I've been able to put on. And like, that's important miles. Like, those are miles where you're just like, every single one of these things is not like running around in a park. I'm up here in the hills and I'm really like cranking. And it makes a huge difference to the performances that you have later on. Like, I went up and down from here to the bottom of the ocean twice, and I'm trying to get into here, into my profile, and it's not working. Of course, my freaking computer's frozen. So we'll open it up on the phone. Here we go. So like, these are the sessions that I was kind of missing. Like, coming back here, doing 100 wall balls after my sessions with 30 pounds, that's a bitch. This right here, a big mountain run, 13 miles. I got 52 miles of running this week, and you can see the progression. Like, this is where it's starting to really change. Like, running up the top of the mountain from the ocean to the top of my mountain, 2,000 feet of climbing. Like, these are some really quality sessions. And being on the turf and just being able to get those quality sessions, and again, you can already feel like the huge difference. Here's another 10-mile run. Like, these just are the things that I was not doing. And if you can just take a very basic formula, there's no such thing as a perfect plan. There's a perfect attitude. If you can take a very basic formula, you can absolutely crush it. So a lot of people are probably watching this trying to get hyped up for world championships. Like, that would be the thing I tell you. Pick 2 things in the gym to work on and 2 things out of the gym to work on. And if it's too complicated to even follow that, then just cut it down to 2 things in the gym or 2 things outside. What I decided to do when I got back here, I was just going to do like a baseline test. I did body fat testing. I just came back. I got 12.5%, which is mind blowing to me. Like, I feel like I'm a lean person, but definitely have some room to work on there. I weighed at 199 pounds, dehydrated for sure. But let's just say I'm like 202, maybe 203. If I lost 3% body fat, like, you know, I'm down in the low 190s. If I could get to 5% body fat and bring myself down to 7% body fat, like that'd be a lot. Like, you know, you're very, very lean. Now, I'll be honest, like almost nobody loses just purely body fat. What you really don't want to lose is muscle. So that's why, you know, when I founded my company, I'm all about amino acids. Like this is our original one that we created 4 years ago, which is so crazy. When it hits this summer, it'll be 4 years of being in this business. But if you're starting to diet, make sure you keep your protein intake, your amino acid intake way through the roof. Here's how I'm going to end this week off. Great success, week 1. Don't ever start week 1 with all of your mojo. Leave about 10 to 20% in the tank for a lot of the things. Add about 2 to 3% intensity every single week. And then slowly creep above where you were before. Come back down a little bit. Slowly creep above it again. Come back down a little bit. Charge. Go to war. We got 10 weeks until World Championships. That's a lot of time. That's so much time. Where this time last year, my mistake is that I peaked now. I peaked, I think, April. I ran a sub 50 Hyrox in my gym. You add 2 minutes with a rock zone. It was like a 51:25. And I was like, holy shit, this is it. And I peaked and then I kept going. So it's enough time to hang yourself and it's enough time to grow. So anybody who's watching this and getting ready for World Championships, slow and steady. This is when you want to peak, and peak at the right time. Make it valuable. Be your best on the day. Don't be your best in the gym. Don't be your best like for people on Instagram. Be your best on the fucking day. Make it matter. Make it count. That's sports. That's the beauty of sports. There's definitely a lot of fit people in the gym. There's definitely a lot of people that look really cool on Instagram, but it's the people that can show up time after time and show up on the days that matter the most that I admire the most. So be one of those people I admire. Be one of the people you admire. And I'll see you guys next week.